guys, it's Jayme Morant, and this is Things I Learned Along the Way. And it's just business basics for those who are beginning in business. There's things I had to learn along the way that never would have came to me if I didn't go through that process. So these are things I want to share with you guys, just simple things that could help you in your journey as a business owner. So let's get into it today. So have you ever felt like, why don't people see my potential? God gave me this grand vision and nobody gets it. Or even when it comes to operating in your gift and your anointing, why don't people see me? Why don't they see what's within me? Why do I feel like people are overlooking me? Why haven't they seen what God showed me about me? Well, there's several ways and several reasons why this could be happening to you, or maybe why you feel the way you feel. So I'm gonna just say this. A lot of times in life, we look for validation from other people. Right, we look for validation. So God gave us this great idea, and we go forth in our idea, and then the people around us are the most negative about the idea, or the vision, or the gifting, or maybe you're anointed and the people around you don't see what's within you. There could be several reasons why you might be coming against this wall. So the first thing are, some people can't see what's within you or your vision because guess what? They're not supposed to. Sometimes God blocks us from the enemy in such a way that they can't see what God has placed in you, because if they do see or they do get a glimpse of what's within you, they could try to destroy you. So all doors that are shut in our face, or people who don't understand, could be our very own blessing to keep us and to cover us. It's basically a wall of protection that God has placed around us to shield us. Another thing is, you have to remember, people cannot take you beyond where they've been. A lot of times in life, we look up to people, and people, and they could be successful in certain things. But a lot of times in life, people are comfortable around you when you just have potential. But when you start to manifest in that thing, it's then that the tables sometimes turn. And see, people always can be content with you on one level, but as you start to rise in the ladder of success and leveling up to the blessings and the potential that's within you, a lot of times people change on you. And a lot of times people that once helped you in one season, they're no longer needed in your next season. People can only sometimes take you to a certain level, because guess what? People cannot take you beyond where they've been. And that causes a lot of friction to itself too, because guess what? Once you reach a certain level, they might not understand your vision. They might not understand what you're doing because they never achieved it themselves. So their perspective of what you're doing, they cannot comprehend that. They cannot comprehend where they haven't been. And if they're not achievers or they're not in the business world, sometimes that will cause antagony to what you're doing. They can't understand you. They might think you're doing too much. Are you just trying to be seen? Are you just doing this and that? They don't have the comprehension and the perspective to go where you're going. So you're trying to get validated through people who don't understand you. Look at Noah. Noah was building this big old ark, and he said rain was coming. He looked it crazy, right? So sometimes that's how people look at you. They cannot comprehend what you're doing because first, it's something that never happened. Then they cannot take you beyond their level of success. They're probably trying to build themselves, and the thought of you achieving this thing, your potential could be a threat to them. And a lot of times people are threatened just by your potential. If they don't, and then a lot of times we look up to people, and you can get good advice from them, but if they're not in the business world, if they don't have a business-minded perspective, if they're not achieving anything themselves, if they haven't achieved what you're doing or beyond, they could get jealous or envious of what your potential could be. And a lot of times they may be intimidated by your potential. And a lot of times they just can't take you beyond where they've been. So you gotta know who's around you. You have to and know that you gotta be sure and confident in who you are. Yes, a lot of times you have to be sure and confident in who you are and stop looking for validation from others. You have to distance yourself from negative minded people. You can't let everybody in your ear gate, and you can't look up to people to take you beyond where they've been. People cannot take you beyond where they've been. And it's not nothing is wrong with them. It's just that they can't take you somewhere they haven't been. They're trying to reach potential themselves. So a lot of times they won't understand you. Sometimes they do understand you, but they grow envious or jealous because guess what? They're not doing anything. That's like asking a bum how to create a bank account and keep it stable. And I'm not talking against nobody, but you gotta look who you're talking to. You got to evaluate that. You gotta evaluate your circle. You got to get around people that have achieved what you trying to achieve and beyond. That way, they have more to offer you. They won't grow jealous or envy of you. And guess what? They can take you beyond where you're at without any type of disruption of what you're trying to become. They have more to offer you. So definitely you got to make sure you stay away from blessing blockers. And I'm not saying everybody is an antagonist when it comes to this, but you definitely got to make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people and the right circle. So yes, you got to watch out for blessing blockers. This is something I had to learn along the way. I was so anxious and I was so ready to do business and do great things. And I had to recognize everybody's not my mentor. Everybody's not my coach. And when you find that right person, you will know. Connect with people who have achieved what you're wanting to achieve and beyond. You have to connect with the right people. Some people connect with you just to size you up. They want to know what you know so that you're sizing you up as the competition. So be careful out here. When it comes to business, it could get rough and it could get shaky out here. So know who your competition is. Know who you're letting in. Know who you're letting in your ear gate. Know who's around you. And you can't expect people to take you beyond where they've been. And a lot of times people can take you to a certain level and then their season is up. So you have to know the seasons. You have to be alert. You have to be alert at all times and aware and always evolving and learning. There's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing wrong with evolving. And anybody who's around you who's telling you you're doing too much or you don't try to do all this. No. You always in a learning posture. You always evolving because guess what? When you are outdated, you die out. You can go to certain businesses and they probably have good content. And the thing about business is you have to always be in a learning posture. You have to evolve with the culture. You see a lot of people or places or businesses that are outdated. They can't attract nobody. There's nobody there. It's dry. It's dead because they don't know how to evolve with time. So you stay in a learning posture. You evolve, you grow, and you change with the culture. Yeah, you stay grounded. You keep a good heart. You have the right motives. Yes, all those things are always the first and foremost thing. But after that, you have to evolve because guess what? What good is content and you have nobody to talk to? What good is having a great plan and there's nobody following you for you to share the plan with? There's a vehicle of how you get there, so you're always in a learning posture. So guess what? Stay away from blessing blockers. They only can go to a certain extent, and sometimes they're blocking your blessings because they see your potential. Sometimes they're blocking your blessings, and not intentionally, but people can only take you to a certain level sometimes. People cannot take you beyond where they have not been. So, be empowered. Be encouraged. Watch out for blessing blockers. Yes, surround yourself with uplifting, life-giving people. Surround yourself with people who have achieved what you have and what you're trying to do and beyond. Surround yourself with like-minded people people that can understand your language, your creativity, your verbiage. Yes, people that are going to keep you grounded. Yeah, the heart is always the first and foremost thing, that have the right motives and the right heart, because everybody don't want to be leaders for the right reasons. Yeah, those are the basics. But when it comes to getting beyond that, yes, surround yourself with the right people. Get around people that are motivated and growing and evolving, that gives life. Yeah, don't get around negative people. And sometimes they don't even know that they're negative. They don't even know that they're dying. You see places that, wow, this is a great place, but you look at the business and say, wow, they're not growing. They don't have that many people coming in here. Why? They're not evolving. They're stuck in their old ways. That's like saying, hey, I don't want to drive a car. I'm going to get a Fred Flintstone car, because guess what? It saves on gas and energy. Now, you may save on gas and energy, but you're not going to go to the same places other people will go, because you're outdated. So get around people that are growing. Get around people that give life. Get around people who are always in a posture to learn, grow, and evolve. And stay away from blessing blockers. They are negative. They don't see what you see. They're always talking against what you're doing. They always come up with, first, how many ways it will fail. They will tell you, oh, this is why it won't work. Oh, you're doing too much. Why would you want to learn something like that? Or why would you want to do that? When you have a vision, God will give you the vision and the provisions. You have to walk by faith, educate yourself, get around the right people, the right circles that will elevate you and help you to grow and blossom beyond measure. I empower you today. I encourage you today. Stay away from blessing blockers. Stay away from negative people. People who sow seeds of doubt, seeds of discord, seeds of why and what, negativity. Get around life-bearing people. They're birthing purpose. They're birthing life. They're always evolving. They're always growing. These are things I had to learn along the way. That's just a part of my journey, and I'm super grateful for it, because everything that I am is because of everything that I went through, and I'm supercharged and I'm super empowered because of it. My perspective, I didn't go into a dark cloud of doubt, but I always make it my duty to conquer that thing. Yes, conquer that thing. I want to stand above it. I don't want it to overtake me. So instead of making it a lesson learned, I made it fuel for empowerment. And now I'm walking above it, because it's something I had to learn along the way. You guys be empowered. I hope this has helped you in some sort of type of way. Stay away from blessing blockers. Evolve, grow, and guess what? You're going to blossom beyond measure. You got this. You're going to do amazing things. Stay on top of your game. Evolve, grow, go to seminars, go to conferences, take classes, get the content that you need to be everything that you have been created to be. You have to study and show yourself approved. Don't die out. Evolve, grow, and change the world. Be empowered, be inspired, because these are things I had to learn along the way.
I don't care about what haters say. I don't care about it, I don't care about it. Worked on myself, you see. Got a new crib downtown, let's rent for me. Mentally, I never ever felt so free. Had to cut that glue that was stuck to me.